It's brought to you by allaboutmqm.org, the MQM's knowledge base.
In the News Eye studio tonight by Farooq Sattar, leader of the MQM, of course, and Ikram Sehgal, Defence and Security Analyst. Good evening to both of you. And Farooq Sattar, you've spent the day visiting the areas, including Boria Bazaar and the MA Jinnah Road area where this bombing took place. What can you tell us of what you saw?
I could just tell that for the last so many months, my leader, Mr. Altaf Hussain, had been indicating through his loud thinking that the lion is coming. But nobody was ready to pay any heed to that, which unfortunately even includes Minister for Interior, Government of Sindh, Zulfikar Mirza, though who now is confirming that Karachi is being Talibanized, and yes, there is that the lion has come. Now it is high time that we must begin to take this very seriously, and whatever lapses that we could have made in the during the previous warnings, I think this is high time that we must call a spade a spade. And the political parties who directly or indirectly are still supportive of and lend some justification into the acts of terrorism by this Taliban elements, the extremist fanatics and terrorists. I think this is high time that the non-political religious leaders or political leaders, that they must also rise above the occasion. They must say that we all are for Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's liberal, moderate, progressive Pakistan, and not for a Baitullah
one step at a time. I want to bring Ikram Sehgal in on this. There is a difference, isn't there, between, if we hear the word Talibanization, there's a mindset that is Talibanization, which I'm not sure has actually happened and amassed itself across Karachi or the rest of Sindh. But then there's also the people that take on the acts of the Taliban.
Yes, I think the sweeping Talibanization as envisaged by Farooq Bhai here is something I would disagree with to an extent. And the fact of the matter remains that Karachi was a conduit for the last 30 years for all the things that were happening in Afghanistan and the borders of Pakistan. And because they were happening there in the 80s and the 90s, this became a logistics base for them, to the extent that in many places they came and settled. Now these were not in those areas where the MQM reigned supreme and all that, but there were areas like Sorab, Goat and all, which are actually no-go areas, which definitely they had places of rest and recreation, R&R, so to say. And because of that, they had very good infrastructure here, and they have very good infrastructure. But you may well ask, when they had such a strong presence here, why they did not do something? Because every time they did something, the reaction came on them. And the reaction stopped, they disturbed the logistic source of supply. If anybody had to go abroad, he 90% went through Karachi, 10% went through the Iran borders or whatever the borders they were. 90% went through Karachi, whether they went through the airports or whether they went through sea, whatever. So, in fact, if I may say so, a lot of these Arabs and all who came here and who took part in the fighting, they even settled their families here, or they even got married here. To an extent, they even had safe houses here to the thing. So a very well strong infrastructure was based here. Now, where I agree with Farooq Bhai is that because of the it's against the army's onslaught in Swat and Fata, they did move here. In that sense. No, they did not move here in the sense that they would take part in any operation, but for safe refuge, and a number of them have been caught in the last this thing. Karachi police has done a reasonable job in that sense.
With the cooperation and participation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that, for example, let us say, why hasn't a single person really, or very few people have been caught from the MQM areas? Because they've got very good monitoring system.
Okay, but then, sorry to interrupt, but then does that mean that the MQM is only dealing with this issue in your areas and turning a blind eye elsewhere?
We just simply in our own capacity is not possible for us. We though have developed in areas which do not as of now belong to MQM. We have also now developed some pockets there, support of some section. Support has come about for
the
MQM.
MQM is a prominent party. The governor is from the party. The Karachi mayor is from the party, and it's a party, as you say, Altaf Hussain has been talking about.
And you can very rightly say this is all happening under our nose. Yeah, you can. Exactly. I know that this was going to come. But actually, what counter argument I have to offer to this, that responsibility devoid of authority is not for an effective government. The cooperation and the community participation of the city, by the citizens of Karachi, is a one-sided affair. We really want to institutionalize it into form of a regular community participation at the UC level, at the police station level, in each and every neighborhood of Karachi. And this is not, we are proposing only for the city of Karachi, but Lahore must also have such a model. Peshawar, Quetta, Multan, why not? Because unless the people are cooperating, they are coordinating, they are sharing the human intelligence information, and they are vigilant. And through their vigilance, because these two suicide bombers, when they must have had their jackets on in some residence in Karachi, in some residential area, in some neighborhood, and then they must have walked up down to the procession.
The public also needs to play a part, but as the majority party within the city of Karachi, what is the MQM doing to try and perhaps avert this happening again?
I think we are already doing whatever is in our capacity through this community's involvement and participation, through this system of vigilance which exists. We have been even dispatching our volunteers into deserted places like graveyards, from where actually we got information about some nefarious designs of similar kind of suicide bombings or terrorist attack in Karachi, and 22 such terrorist networks have been busted or unearthed because of the participation of the community into this, and kind of exchange of information between the police administration and the community. So we need to reinforce it in each and every neighborhood. I think this is the only solution which can really ensure a sustainable peace and security environment in any city in Pakistan. And I would also tend to disagree, not completely what Mr. Ikram Saigal was saying, that why Karachi is not a strategic location when with the increasing drone attacks. Our own army now fighting the battle for the survival of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's Pakistan in the northern areas of Pakistan. So for want of the strategic strategy and tactically the Taliban want to spread all over Pakistan. And this is how they can also avenge upon the colossal losses and the defeat that they are sustaining in the northern areas. So they certainly would not want to be killed by remaining concentrated in the northern areas of Pakistan. So that's why we have been bringing this alarm of danger for quite some time now, that we are not against the IDPs. We never were against the IDPs. The mere issue related to the IDPs coming into Karachi was that how are we going to differentiate between ordinary regular IDPs who already were broken and who were in a very dismal state of situation. So they cannot, they are always welcomed when they come to Karachi. But the problem
so perhaps yesterday when we were speaking to various people on this program and getting some analysis, there was a suggestion that there needs to be some kind of screening process. Is that something that's practical for Ikram Saigal, for a city like Karachi?
But registration is possible.
No, I think yes, I would say 100% agree with that. At that point of time a political controversy was raised by it. But speaking purely from the security point of view, it is necessary, it is possible, and it is absolutely doable. So the point is that anybody who enters the city in any country of the world, if you go now into just to give an example, if you get into JFK, right, and you come on the screen, now next time you buy a ticket, buy a ticket, I was surprised, when I bought a ticket.
But you're talking about the United States. This is Pakistan.
Similarly, but in Pakistan also, people are arriving by train, they are arriving by air, etc. They have got ID cards, etc. It's a very simple process.
Technology is
available.
So is the government